welcome to our wrap-up video for a magical make-along. My name is Claire and I am and have been your host for this make-along on my channel on YouTube, which is The Mindful Knitter. So today we are wrapping up our make-along that has been going on since July. We started on July 24th, is that right? And we ended on October 31st, which is Halloween. So July 24th, if I'm getting that date right, I'm almost positive it's 24th. That's when Hogwarts students go back to school. And then of course, October 31st is Halloween. So it seemed like a good amount of time to get a lot of magical makes in, as well as fun dates to start and end. This was a make-along, not a knit-along. So any craft that is fibery and yarny was eligible. And any kind of magical craft was also eligible. It didn't have to be Harry Potter. It was not a Harry Potter make-along. I say that in every video, but I just want to make that very clear. It was a generic kind of magical make-along. So today we are going to be getting into the prizes, excitement, the points for the houses, because I've tallied up all of the points, all of the projects that all the houses had submitted, the finished projects, and our total for finished objects for the make-along as well. I'll chat a little bit about my Weasley sweater, and I guess just a little bit about my experience with the make-along. And at the end, I will show a reel of all of the finished objects that have been submitted since the last update video that we had for the make-along. So we've got a few more that got slipped in by the deadline on Halloween. And we had some really beautiful, some very creative, some very fun magical makes in this make-along this year. So I'm already excited for next year's, because I do want to do this again next year. I have some ideas for ways to just make it even better and more exciting and fun and engaging. So if you didn't get to join in with us this year, this was our first time doing it. I hope that you can join in with us next year. We'll probably do it on the same dates, the date that Hogwarts students go back to school, or not they go back to school, they get their letters. They get their Hogwarts letters in July. And then Halloween will be when we end, I think. So I hope you can join us next year if you didn't get to this year. But if you want to just hang out and kind of see what we were all up to and look at our fun prizes and things, then stick around. So if you want to connect on social media, of course you can always comment and like this video, because it does actually help the channel a bit, which is great. And I always love the comments too. It's really fun to connect with you guys. I've made so many new friends through this channel, so it's been amazing. But you can also find me on Instagram and Ravelry. On Instagram, I'm the.mindfulknitter, and on Ravelry, I am a Mindful Knitter Pod. We also do have a group on Ravelry for this channel. It's, I think, the Mindful Knitter Podcast group. And then we had threads for this make-along as well. So let's go ahead and get into our prizes first, I think, because that's probably what a lot of you guys are interested in if you participated in this. So we'll get into our points first, actually. So points. We had a lot of finished objects submitted, so I don't think that this was a bad run for our first time doing this. We had a lot of projects submitted. We'll start in order of least finished objects to the most finished objects, and subsequently points. So Slytherin did come in last. We didn't have very many people in Slytherin, and we didn't have any finished objects submitted for Slytherin. So Slytherin needs some better representation next year, guys. I don't know what happened, but that's okay. It doesn't truly matter. It was all kind of arbitrary and just for fun. So it'd be fun though to have like all of the houses next year. Let's see if we can do it. So Slytherin, you guys didn't have any finished objects this year, so no points for you. I'm sorry. In fourth place, we had Gryffindor with a total of 18 points and 5 finished objects. In third place, we had the Study Abroad house with a total of 21 points and 5 projects. If you've seen the information video, you know the points are not calculated based on the finished object. They're calculated on the yardage, as you know, as well as I can. So the yardage kind of factored into whether a project was worth more points, whether it was DK or fingering or what have you. So yeah, Study Abroad came in third with 21 points and 5 finished objects. Ravenclaw came in second with 45 points and 12 finished objects. So congratulations, Ravenclaw, for second place. That's exciting. In first place, of course, was Hufflepuff, which might not have been much of a surprise. If you've been following along, then you know that Hufflepuff has had a million projects. There have been 19 projects submitted for Hufflepuff. So congratulations, Hufflepuff. You win the House Cup. Yeah, congratulations. That's super exciting. We had some very active Hufflepuffers, so that helped. Yeah, so for our total finished objects submitted, we had 41 finished objects submitted in the make-along. So I think that's pretty exciting for our first time. And that is based on my count. So I was counting on Instagram and on Ravelry, and so switching back and forth, I was kind of trying to figure that out. So I think I got them all. I don't think I double counted, and I don't think I missed anything. So I'm pretty sure we got 41 finished objects total for the make-along. So hooray! And kind of the same thing with my points. I was trying to count based on, I didn't have all of the yardage or like the types of yarn and things for every single project. And so if I couldn't find out what it was, then I made my best educated guess. So things might be off by like 1 or 2 points, but certainly not enough to throw off the House Cup because at 71 points, Hufflepuff was definitely in the lead. So hooray! Awesome, you guys. And it was so much fun to see all of your projects the last few months. I've really enjoyed that. I hope that you guys enjoyed it too. So, we'll go ahead and do prize winners, I guess, and then we'll talk about my Weasley sweater because it was kind of an adventure. So our prizes. I'll just go in order of the houses as well. So we had Gryffindor in 4th place. So yes, Gryffindor in 4th place. I had to keep reminding myself we have 5 and that Slytherin didn't have any. So Gryffindor is in 4th place with 18 points, and I used random number generator to draw the winners for these prizes. So 4th place, Gryffindor, the winner is Sarandipity9702 on both Ravelry and Instagram. That was very easy. Your name was the same on both. So yes, congratulations, Serendipity. You get a Gryffindor prize of some Circulo Hobby yarn in this wonderful burgundy color. It's, yeah, this is I think it's a great yarn. It's anti-pilling. It's 160 meters and 100 grams. It's acrylic. It's a nice feeling acrylic. So this would be some great for kids or baby items or other items that you want to be super easy care, or for people with allergies to animal fibers. So congratulations, Serendipity. I'll be adding probably some stitch markers and things to this as well for you. In 3rd place, we had Study Abroad. Yeah, the Study Abroad house was at 3rd place. And our Study Abroad winner is Elizabeecreates on Instagram. So congratulations, you win this 50-gram skein of hand-dyed yarn that I dyed this using Kool-Aid. Super fun. It's got these beautiful greens and blues. This would be a wonderful pair of shorty socks or regular socks if you used a mini, or you could like throw it into a bigger project. This is fingering weight and 50 grams. It is a superwash merino and nylon blend. So I'll be adding stitch markers to that for you as well. I'll be making I'll probably be making the stitch markers that I'm adding to the yarn for you guys. In second place, Ravenclaw at 45 points. Our randomly selected winner from Ravenclaw House was Hritp. That's your Ravelry username. So Hritp. I don't know how to say that, so I don't know if you do say it. It probably stands for something. But congratulations, you have won this hand spun. I spun this up on my Kiwi 3. And I would say that this is probably about a DK weight yarn, and this is a wool and nylon blend. So it's got a little bit of sparkle because of the nylon, the way the nylon was in the fiber and how it spun up. It kind of made it a little bit sparkly, and it's got some tonality to it. It is a 2-ply yarn. So this was one of my first experiments with spinning rolags, and it came out okay. So it's got some thick and thin spots, but I hope you have fun playing around with some hand spun yarn. Hand spun by me. And in first place for our houses, we had Hufflepuff, of course, at 71 points. And our Hufflepuff winner was the Curious Purple Pig on Ravelry. And I think her Instagram name is also Curious Purple Pig. So we've got some Wool of the Andes for you in their, is it their buttercream colorway? It's creme brulee. This is a 50-gram skein. Again, great to throw into a bigger project or to make something small with. Yeah. Worsted weight Wool of the Andes, always a good yarn to have in your stash, just in case you have Wool of the Andes emergencies. And then we have our bigger prize. Our big prize for the make-along is the House Cup prize. So the House Cup prize was pulled again randomly from the house that had the most points. So since Hufflepuff had the most points, we had our Hufflepuff winner, but then we went again for the House Cup prize from Hufflepuff. And so our other Hufflepuff prize winner, who is our house prize winner, is winning this beautiful package. This is a ball of Crazy Zobbable. This is, I can't find the colorway name. Oh, I can't say the colorway name, but you'll find out when you receive it. So we've got this Crazy Zobbable. It's 100 grams, fingering weight. We have this lovely set of stitch markers that was donated to the podcast for prizes by the Curious Purple Pig. And we have a digital prize that, unless, I'm going to caveat this, I don't think any of our prize winners are outside of the US, but if they are, they will get our digital prize, probably. But if we don't have anybody outside the US, then I will be putting the digital prize into this package. And our digital prize was a pattern, which is a mermaid tail soap holder. It's a crochet pattern. It's an easy crochet pattern. It was also donated to the podcast, or to the make along by Curious Purple Pig. So our house prize, or House Cup prize winner is, I have it written down, cbdom. So cbdom on Ravelry. So congratulations to you for getting the House Cup prize. You get several goodies. And, you know, if I have to flip things around a little bit for the international shipping situation and everything, I will make sure everything, you know, it's an even swap out. So no worries, you'll still get a really fun prize. So congratulations to all of our winners. I hope that you had as much fun as I did, or even more. And I will get all of these things sent to you as soon as I can. If you can send me your mailing information, you please don't message it to me like publicly. Send me like a private message, so you can email me or send me a message on Ravelry or Instagram with your mailing address. But I want your privacy to be respected, so please don't send it on a public forum where everyone can see your address. So yeah, you can find all my contact information in the description down below this video, and I will also have all of these prize winners written out in the description below the video. So in case you weren't entirely sure, your name is going to be written out down there, or your, internet name is going to be written down there. So, yep, let me know and I will get those sent to you guys as soon as I can. So, for talking about my final finished object for this make-along, I did finish my Halloween socks, but I don't have them with me because I wore them for Halloween and I haven't washed them yet. They're in the laundry. I don't want to show you guys dirty socks, but you did see them last time. I think they were I'd either just finished them or they were almost finished. So you've seen them, and I've certainly posted them on Instagram a couple times now. So I've got my Halloween socks, and I finally have my Weasley sweater. Oh my goodness. You know how this has been a trial if you've been following along. I'm not very good at knitting just stockinette on a solid color yarn. So it took a lot of practicing some mindful knitting to make it feel enjoyable and not like a slog. Yes, mindful knitting where I just really focus on the color and the texture and just the stitch and one row at a time, and just immersing myself in the present moment and not getting caught up in this is taking so long and when is this going to be over? That kind of thing. So this is my Weasley sweater. Hooray! I told you guys it was going to be very slouchy and oversized. It is super slouchy and oversized. Honestly, I probably could have knit a size down because I have so much, so much positive ease. This is where I end. And the sweater keeps going. So I have a lot of positive ease. But I don't really mind so much because I just wanted it to be a oversized Weasley sweater to just wear around the house and be cozy, and it's real cozy. I'm very warm, so mission accomplished. The yarn that I used, I have talked about it before, but just a very quick recap. It is Ella Rae in the Eco Tweed. The Lapis Lazuli color is the main body of the sweater, and then I used Tumblewood in all of these gray bits that you see. I also did in places hold the Eco Tweed double with Ella Rae Superwash DK. It is a merino yarn, and the color was Riverwood Heather. A beautiful, slightly more green toned yarn than the Lapis Lazuli, but I think it all came together very well. You can see where on my sleeves, maybe you can see, I don't know how well it shows up. It shows up better on this sleeve, but you can see where I started to hold it double with my Lapis Lazuli Eco Tweed because I was running out of yarn because these sleeves are freaking huge. This whole sweater is so huge. So I was holding it double, and over on this sleeve, I actually did run out of the Eco Tweed. So I just am holding the Superwash DK double with itself on this portion right here. But I think it turned out, I'm knocking things over. I think it turned out just fine. I don't think that's hugely obvious. And in my mind, Mrs. Weasley, the Weasleys were supposed to be poor. That's talked about a lot in the books, is how, and they use the word poor. So they talk about how poor they are all the time. So I imagine that she had limited resources and she probably used what she had. So I don't really mind it being a little scrappy because realistically, I feel like a Weasley sweater would be a little scrappy. Potentially, if she ran out in one area, she would probably just artistically add something to that area. That was one of the reasons too why I held it held the Lapis Lazuli, well, in this case, the Riverwood Heather, double with the Tumblewood for this portion. I was just gonna do it for like the little like edges here originally, but I decided to do it for the whole thing because I knew I was gonna run out of yarn. It was inevitable. I'd weighed out everything and the grams, and I knew that I wasn't gonna get full sleeves. So that's what I did. That was my solution. And then I did a few rows of just the Tumblewood held double with itself for the little, I think it was the last 3 rounds. And then I did the bind off with that too. So that's how all of that worked. Yeah, I'll try to, I do think I'm gonna make a Ravelry project page for this project because I did do so many things differently with it. If anybody has questions about it, I want them to be able to see those details. So as best as I can, I'm going to provide which yarn I used, where I held it double, when I switched. I won't be able to give exact like row counts or anything, but I can, generalize it. Which needle size I used, that sort of thing. The other main thing that I changed about this pattern, I didn't really change the pattern. Well, I guess I didn't change the, well, okay, I changed it a bit. So the other thing I changed about the sweater, and this sweater was knit using the pattern from the Knitting Magic Harry Potter book. I think it's the official Harry Potter knitting pattern book. So it's Knitting Magic. And I will have the information down below the video. In the description, you can see the designer name and everything. I want to say it's like Tanis Gray, but I don't want to promise that. I'm not the best at names. So I changed things. Most of the Weasley sweaters you see do have a big letter on the front because in the movies, that's the main or only sweater that you see. But in the books, she knit them all kinds of sweaters with all kinds of patterns and designs. So she didn't just do the letters every year. So I decided I didn't really want to wear the letter because I don't really enjoy clothing that has like a big monogram or an initial or big letters on it. It's just not something that's part of my aesthetic. So instead, I decided to go with something a little more magical and whimsical and more in line with my aesthetic and something I would actually enjoy wearing. So you can see I have embroidered all of these little stars over here on the shoulder. But what you can't see is my owl friend. So let's see if I can show you guys a little better. So this is my little owl friend with some stars, and I'm very pleased with him. I think he's very cute. So the sweater all together kind of looks like this. And I actually really enjoy the sleeves with this embroidery. I think it balances pretty well. And I will try to include the information for the embroidery and kind of how I did that whenever I'm making the project page on Ravelry. So if you're interested in that, be on the lookout for that. I will include too some footage of my embroidering of the owl into this video. Basically, I just found an image that I liked online and I printed it just on my printer at home using regular printer paper. And then I kind of pinned it onto my sweater and then I embroidered over that, and then I very carefully removed the paper when I was done. And this was the results. So I'm a real big fan of my Owl and Stars Weasley sweater. I'm pretty pleased with it. And again, it's just super slouchy and big and cozy, and I can just throw it on over literally anything because it will fit over literally anything. I don't know if the original pattern is really supposed to have this much positive ease. I don't think it is. I did size up my needles by like 1 size, so I didn't anticipate it was going to create this much more positive ease, but here we are. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. It'll just be a good cozy wear around the house sweater when I'm really cold in the winter, because it gets really cold. My husband likes the house a lot colder than I do. I think that's all I have to really share about this project. And I think we covered everything for the magical make-along. So yeah, I'm very happy that I was able to get this finished. I wanted to get it finished by Halloween, by the deadline for the make-along, but I'm not eligible for prizes anyway, so it didn't really matter tons as far as me getting it in for, I don't know, being able to be drawn for a prize. Yeah, so that didn't really matter. I got it done a few days after Halloween, so that works. Well, by a few days, I mean it was almost a week, because I had to block the sweater because the way I seamed the shoulder, because you can see this is like a drop shoulder, the way I seamed that, I wanted a kind of obvious seam where the seams were kind of on the outside. I don't know if you can kind of see how it's not a super like neat folded in kind of seam. It's on the outside. But I did that on purpose. I thought it added to like the scrappy kind of homemade look of it. So because of that though, when it wasn't blocked, it rolled and it sat very strangely and rigidly. So I knew I needed to block it to get it to relax and to sit nicely before I wore it and showed it to you guys. So that's mainly why this video is a day or two later than I wanted it to be up. I wanted it up on Friday or Saturday, and it's up on Monday instead. Or it should be up on Monday. We'll see. Sometimes it takes days for a video to upload, and I really don't know why. Yeah, I really don't know why that is. But sometimes it takes like a full 24 hours for the music to finish like getting added to it. I don't know why. But I add it, and then it's almost 24 hours a lot of the times before the music actually shows up in the video. And then sometimes it'll take, you know, a day or two just to upload onto YouTube. So, and not like me, it takes me a couple days. No, like I upload it and then it takes a couple of days for it to finish uploading. So, I don't know. Hopefully this is up on Monday for you guys and live. We'll see though. So, yep, this is it. I'm excited about it. I really wanted to get a Weasley sweater out of this make-along, and I feel pretty satisfied that I've got one. But I got lots of other magical makes. I got my gnome. You guys saw my gnome in the last video, but I love this guy. Newt the gnome. He's so cute. I knit him using scraps. I love him. I'm really glad that you guys came along with me for this make-along. I hope that you join in again next year. Let me know if you have any suggestions or ideas for next year's make-along, because I'd love to make it even bigger and better. I thought it was a really fun time, and I think that we can make it even more fun next year. So let me know if you've got any suggestions or things you would like to see. Anything that really, really didn't work and that you feel like it would be good to change. Yeah, I'd love some feedback. I hope that you guys have a good rest of your fall. We're moving into more holidays, and I will be doing more make-alongs with you guys pretty shortly, but this is it for this one. So thank you again for joining. I really appreciated all of your projects, all of your chat, all of your comments, everything, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy crafting!